The inspiration behind the Homeless Hack was very much about giving people who are experiencing extreme forms of social and financial deprivation, often in the form of homelessness, equality of access to technological solutions and opportunities that will help them reintegrate into society and move their lives ahead. A lot of people are sometimes quite surprised to find out how many people who are homeless have access to and use mobile phone technology, but the reality is that anybody who's experiencing homelessness wants the same as the rest of us, and mobile phones are just part of our lives, and for people who are homeless they're often a lifeline and a reach into other forms of support.
We came up with an idea called out of home charge, which was based on quite a simple premise that 70% of the homeless carry a mobile phone, and so if their phone loses a battery, for them that means it gets disconnected from all that help that is absolutely vital for them. It's not a luxury, it's an absolute essential. So our idea was actually to use out-of-home, digital out-of-home placements, all of which actually have an electrical charge in them, and converting those digital out-of-home 6 sheets into charge points for the homeless, so they can go in a very safe environment to go and charge that phone and ensure that that battery doesn't die, and ensure that they maintain connection to all that essential help they need 24/7.
The idea that you can get them charged sort of independently, as it were, on bus shelters is kind of revolutionary, because it is actually not that hard to charge a mobile phone, but if you appear homeless, if you don't look like the kind of person that somebody might want in their coffee shop or wherever you might be able to get that charge, you're going to get excluded. You might be asked to leave. Perhaps you can't afford that cup of coffee that comes with sitting there whilst you charge your phone.
The idea we had was essentially to donate your out of office. I think probably inspired by the fact that during ad week, most of us are out of office on all the time, and we suddenly thought about how there's actually usually very boring and very annoying message that you get could actually be used for good. So we thought that if we could turn that into media space, actually that could be incredibly powerful. It seems that 7 billion emails are sent every day in the UK. So that's a huge potential, huge kind of scale of free media space that we could use. So that got us really, really excited. That was a really good sort of free way of spreading a good cause.
The opportunity to get a out-of-office reply that gives you a chance to interact and raise some awareness and generate funds to help support our work in moving big issue vendors' lives ahead is fantastic. It's ambient media, but it's in another form altogether, because so many people have out-of-office replies, and the chance of actually taking advantage of them and turning it into some cash that helps is just terrific.
You would receive the usual reply saying, I'm out of the office, but the big issue is, and then if you go to the body of the text, you would have a copy of the front cover of the latest big issue that would be automatically updated with the latest issue. And then to the right of it, you could click to find your nearest vendor. So that would identify where you are and take you, it would give you a little map to your nearest vendor, which is actually really powerful, because frequently people just don't know where their nearest vendor, their vendor is perhaps relatively invisible to them. So actually directing to them and kind of prompting that relationship could be really powerful.
I'm hoping to see them come into fruition really soon. I think as soon as the Donate project is finished off, it's kind of very quick and very easy to implement, and I think generating some awareness around that will really help pick up people starting to use it. So I think that's a nice, simple, easy and very credible way of starting a project quickly. I think once we have 1 or 2 of the bus shelters set up as a trial, I think the awareness that will come out of that will be fantastic, and it's something that could be replicated at scale, not only in London but right around urban areas all across the country. If there's a will, there's often a way.